Welcome back to my shed, and in today's video I'm going to build something I saw on Etsy. I was just looking around on Etsy and these toucans came up. Here's a link right here so you can see what you think. I just couldn't believe how much they want for them. And I had a quick look at the measurements. 28 centimeters long, 13 centimeters high, and 7 centimeters deep. And I thought, I think I can make one of these. So should we just get started?
We're going to start off this project with 2 bits of pallet wood. I'm just going to trim off the nail holes in a minute and give it a quick sand before glue up. Ideally, to do this, normally you would want to run it through the thicknesser, but due to the time in the evening I'm doing this, I can't run the thicknesser, so I'm just giving them a quick sand and trying to make them as flat as possible. Now I'm drawing out the toucan shape on the middle piece, which is a fatter piece of wood or thicker piece of wood, and then I will be moving on and drawing the 2 outer bits on the other 2 bits. So we're going to have to make sure the wood grain goes opposite directions from the outer pieces to the middle. I'm now taping these together, so when I do the cut they are the same on the bandsaw. So just redrawing the template over to the bandsaw. If only I could cut this fast normally on the bandsaw. Now onto the middle piece. Some of these pieces you can't get to after you've glued them together to cut. But in hindsight, I should have left some of them together, like the beak, top of the beak, and then cut all 3 bits of wood together at the same time. So it would have been a cleaner cut and less sanding, and getting rid of any loose bits off the edges and gluing them together. The problem I did with this one, when I did this, I put way too much glue on, and there was quite a lot of squeeze out, and the cleanup was awful. Just wiping off the squeeze out glue before putting the last clamp on. Now it's dried overnight. And it's going to need quite a bit of cleanup. I'm just trimming off of the bandsaw. This is what I mean, where I would have said it would have been better to have cut it all at the same time. But due to how it overflows, some of it's just not possible, but I caused a lot more issues by doing this now. This is where the belt sander came in great. Now I'm over to the wobble sander and then the file to fix my little mess up on the bandsaw. And then I ended up using chisel and I had to make the slope slightly. Yeah. Onto the puffin. Now this one's a bit different. These 2 bits are pallet wood. These are 2 bits I had from projects I did with 2 bits of off-cut, but this bought from a big box store, and the thickness is pretty much the same as what I had in the pallet wood. I made sure I didn't use so much glue. There was another one that I made a smaller toucan as well, and I was just gluing it at the same time as I glued this one. Again, back to the bandsaw for trimming off the little bit. Now I've got sanding. And then onto the Parrot. This time I wanted to change the way the tail is. I wanted it pointing down, so you can have something like this sitting on a shelf. So I changed the plan slightly, and then, like before, drew around it. This is another piece of pallet wood for this one. And then because it's not wide enough, I had to make another bit and then cut a section out and then glue that in when I glue the two outer bits on. So here's where I'm cutting the extra bit out. But for this one, this time I made sure I didn't cut all the top of the beak and the head, since I will trim it like I said earlier when I do this bit as well. So as you can see, just sanding it to get it so it's a nice fit in that gap. Yeah, now gluing together the bird. So then we'll trim up the excess off after it's glued together, which I think is a better way of doing this. Add to the bandsaw now to trim off the excess. Just means a nice cleaner cut. So to cut them, get messes up when you come around the tail. Go through all the process again, the belt sander, then onto the audible sander, and then a file and some hand sanding to finish off. I'm going to make the plan for the Parrot 3 on my Pinterest, and the other two will be for sale on my Etsy store, which will also include the Parrot as well. But you can also do the tail on the change the tail direction on the Toucan as well. That'll be in the fan as well on my Etsy store. Now just finish it with a good old bit of dark oak breeze wax. Now after I've done these and showed my wife, she thinks the colour merges in together on some of them too much. So I think in hindsight maybe staining at the middle piece a slightly darker colour might make it look slightly stand out a bit more, which I will try on my next ones. For some reason on this one, which is the Puffin, which is the wood that was bought, and for some reason stain that won't apply to the top there, so I will have to get that back on the sander and sand the top off, then hopefully recoat, and it will hopefully then take stain, but I'm not too sure why that is. Just giving it a nice good polish now, making it all shiny.
They are now down. What do you think? We have got the Parrot, the Toucan and the Puffin. I will be including the free plans for the Parrot, including which you can choose which direction you want to put the tail, and the other two will be available on my Etsy page with this one as well, which will go into a bit more detail on how we make it and how I explained in this video. And let me know what you think. I think they all look good. I wouldn't recommend going too much fatter though, because it just doesn't look right. He's just a bit too big. But perfect size in here, I think. And thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, I've queued up another video right here that I think you'll also enjoy. If you're enjoying these Etsy breakdown builds, and I've got a playlist right here for you. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.